What was that? Shit, I wish I could remember. The thing I was going to say at the beginning of this video. But I don't remember what I was going to say. Sorry, I'm like picking stuff up. Anyway, let's stop talking. Let's just jump right in. It's been a minute. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Will. For today's video, I'm going to be giving my spoiler review for episodes 1 and 2 of WandaVision. Before I jump into the review of these two episodes, I do want to just quickly give a spoiler warning. Like most of these spoiler reviews, spoiler is in the title. I'm going to be spoiling the crap out of the first two episodes of WandaVision. So if you haven't seen them yet, please go check them out. They're very interesting and very different than anything I think the MCU has done up to this point, and I do highly recommend checking them out. It's a very weird. It's very weird. Is what I can easily say that is non-spoiler. But this is a spoiler review, so please go check those out first, and then come back and check out my review and my thoughts on the first two episodes. Also, if you are new to the channel and this is your first time checking out one of these videos, hi, how's it going? Welcome to the madness. So on this channel, I do movie reviews, trailer reactions. I talk about geeky stuff. I drink a lot too. I play some Magic the Gathering Arena. I do a couple other little different videos here and there. So if you do like any of those videos, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out. And this is really more so a hobby. It's not really a job, but I really enjoy doing it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoy some of the content on the channel. But let's talk about WandaVision. Just wanted to give a lead in before I start talking about spoilers. So WandaVision, for those of you who are unaware, it's the first MCU-led television series that is on Disney+. They've announced a ton of series that are coming, but these are all geared and driven by Kevin Feige, who is the executive producer and the lead creative at Marvel Studios, and these are going to be fully tied in and fully integrated into the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe, unlike some other Marvel properties that have come out in previous years. A little bit more tied in than this one. I know that one doesn't technically count. And no. You stay down there. You know what you did. You messed up. Bad Inhumans. No. Anyway, so the first episode, well, actually the first two episodes of the series are actually in black and white. It is kind of like it's just like an old sitcom. The first episode is Wanda and Vision moving to a new town. They're just recently married and they're just trying to fit in. Very reminiscent of the Dick Van Dyke Show or I Love Lucy, the way that it's shot. Even the aspect ratio has changed and it's completely in black and white. It's you get no lead in as to why they are here. And that's throughout the first two episodes. Even the second episode, which is heavily inspired by Bewitched. Even the opening to the episode is very much reminiscent of the old Bewitched opening. And they're also still in the same town. You can tell the house is a little bit different. And they're the talent show. They're trying to fit in more. And there's this weird little inconsistencies in the world. One thing I really liked about the first two episodes is that it was so different. It was so weird. And they also didn't tell you anything. And not a ton happens in these first two episodes. For a lot of TV series, I can see that being a detriment to them, especially a new series where most new series, when they first hit television, you usually get 3 or 4 episodes to really try to hook your audience in before it just becomes like, well, I'm not going to invest another 12 episodes into this. However, the thing that I kind of give WandaVision a pass on compared to, say, something else like, I don't know, I'll just throw it like Big Bang Theory or whatever, anything like that, anything that's usually a half-an-hour television show, is that the MCU has kind of earned it. When you think about the last 11, 12 years of them creating this universe, 23 movies, so many different characters and things that they've brought into this world, I kind of give them a pass and give them kind of a benefit of the doubt when it comes to what story that they were trying to tell. This is a little different, and you can tell by how it's shot, how it's being structured, because you're going over 9 episodes. It's going to be a slow burn. And like I said, these first 2 episodes really don't tell you a lot. You have little things, little inconsistencies inconsistencies that tell you that something isn't right. Even with the first 2 episodes being completely driven by a 50s motif of television and a 60s motif, you know that something's not right, because the MCU is currently set in 2023. So we know these characters were in the future, and the obvious thing that's completely off is that Vision's dead. In the normal MCU timeline, he's dead. So we do, as a fan, or as someone who's paid attention to most of the movies leading up to this, you know that something isn't real. Is this an alternate reality? Is this somebody doing this to Wanda, being that she's the only character that we know that is living, besides some of the extra people, but we don't even know who the extra people are, if they are real people or fake people. If you've done some research like I have, you kind of know a few of them, and you have some speculations of things. Something about how Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen, they played the characters of Scarlet Witch and Vision for so long. They know their characters. They live and breathe these characters. And it's interesting and it's refreshing to see them have a chance to expand on the characters, to really play it up. And having these various television settings, I feel like it gives them their opportunity to be funny, to even play to the audience. There was a live studio audience for those first 2 episodes. Catherine Hahn, who plays Agnes, the next door neighbor in both episodes, there's more to her than what we are led to believe. We don't know yet. And that's the exciting thing, is that we don't know yet. I find that the little details of each episode give more away than what is believed to be. There's a lot of detail in the dialogue. And I paid a lot of attention the second time I watched through the 2 episodes. The dialogue, there's different words and phrases that are used that I think give away more of the story than we're led to believe. In episode 2, Agnes kind of surprises Wanda and say, "Hey, it's the star of the show." I'm like, you wouldn't say that in normal conversation if something wasn't wrong. And everything's in black and white until like the very end of episode 2, as well as there are little hints of color in these episodes. And episode 1, there's a pre-made commercial midway through the show, which they do in episode 2 as well, which is shot like era specific. It's a toaster oven, and there's a little red light that is the only thing that's color in there, and it's beeping, and it's actually made by Stark Industries. Anyway, I really like the use of color that they did, and then the way that they used the commercials in between the episodes, it was very reminiscent of the era. Everything's very reminiscent of the time frame that these episodes are supposedly taking place. And in episode 2, we get to see that there's a red helicopter, and it has the symbol for SWORD, who is the alternate agency of S.H.I.E.L.D. They spin off from S.H.I.E.L.D., and we got glimpses of SWORD becoming a thing at the end of I want to say it was Captain Marvel. Yeah, at the end of Captain Marvel, they gave hints that Nick Fury is forming SWORD. The acronym, I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's going to be right here. So we see these elements of the real world breaking into this black and white reality, and we even get a voice on the radio calling for Wanda, saying, "Who's doing this to you? Who's doing this to you?" So the theory is that something is doing this to Wanda, that has plucked her out of reality and put her into this alternate reality. But the way the series is playing it, it's really, I don't think that's the case. I really do think, and this is early speculation, and it's probably true, so spoiler. I'm pretty sure this is Wanda's doing. Because keep in mind, at the end of Endgame, she's still without Vision. She knows he is gone. He wasn't brought back because of the snap. Same thing with Black Widow. You have that little end scene with Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch when they're talking about, I really wish they were here. They know we won. And she was like, he knows, or they know. She hasn't had a chance to deal with that grief. And this series, due to the fact that we know it's going to tie into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man 3, we know the multiverse plays a huge factor in Marvel's Phase 4. So this is just our first taste of what kind of shenanigans I think we're going to get over the course of the next couple of years. I really think that if the series is done right, I really think the next big bad might be Wanda. I really do, and I think that would be an incredible character development for her. We know that the series takes a lot of inspiration from the House of M storyline, where Wanda basically is so distraught over the loss of her children and other losses, and she has a mental breakdown. And that mental breakdown, she creates an alternate reality. And then the series ends with her uttering the famous line, "No more mutants." There's theories that this is just going to tie into maybe her bringing the mutants into the MCU, or revealing them, or causing the X gene to just explode all over the place. Who knows? There's a lot of speculation, but based off these first 2 episodes, they are very slow and they don't tell you much. But one of the characters says something that's very important in my mind. The devil's in the details. And the details for me were all the little things in the dialogue, some of the breaks in the reality that you see, the hints of color, and at the end, Wanda is pregnant, and then somebody comes out of the sewer, and there's a moment Wanda's like, no, and then reality just rewinds to the point where they're just happy about the pregnancy. So I'm very curious. That right there is the biggest indicator to me that Wanda is the one causing this. And I can see the series ending with her having a full break and reality splits into multiple realities of madness, and that's where Doctor Strange comes in, and that's probably how we get all the craziness that we're getting from Spider-Man 3 with all the multiple characters from other universes from the film. It's all connected, and that's the coolest thing I think about these Disney Plus series compared to some of the previous ones, is that they finally have a way to give some of these smaller, incredibly interesting characters who don't get a lot of time on the big screen, or who don't necessarily merit a large $200 million movie, the chance to have these stories continue to tell. And I think that's what we're also going to get with like Falcon and Winter Soldier and with Loki. It's just really exciting. But from just an episode standpoint, the first 2 episodes are very self-contained with very small hints at a larger issue or a larger conflict that's brewing in the series. It's fun to watch Scarlet Witch and Vision have these abilities to be more than themselves. They got an ability for comedy. I mean, Elizabeth Olsen does such a great job in the 2 different eras that she's portraying, like different versions of classic sitcom female actresses. It's really enjoyable. Paul Bettany is funny. And if people don't remember, he was in A Knight's Tale way back when with Heath Ledger, and he was hilarious in that. And I think him getting a chance to really show his comedy chops is really entertaining. And it just gives him more to do. Catherine Hahn, I think, is a great addition to the series. And she steals like every scene she's in. We also get our first introduction to Teyonah Parris, who plays the adult version of Monica Rambeau, who first was introduced in Captain Marvel. She makes her debut in episode 2, but she's also just another one of these Pleasantville style people who I don't know if she just doesn't know what she's doing, which it seems like anyone that interacts with this space kind of loses their own sense of what's going on. Even Wanda, and if Wanda is the person responsible, she's obviously been drinking the Kool-Aid, and she's having gaps in memory as well. So it may be due to Wanda's break, but it also could be someone manipulating her. So they could both be true. But I'm looking forward to the other episodes. Again, these first 2 episodes, if you're not necessarily super engrossed in the series, they may kind of fall by the wayside to you. But I do appreciate the fact that Disney is doing this weekly episode drop, and unlike something like Netflix where they just drop everything all at once, because it gets us talking about it. That's why I was able to do a couple videos on The Mandalorian, and I'm looking forward to doing a few videos on this as well. I'll probably do them kind of in batches where I'll do 2 or 3 episodes as one video instead of each episode on their own, especially after these first 2 episodes. These first 2 episodes, like I said, are kind of slow, but the devil's in the details. And if you really pay attention to the dialogue, the things that are said, and some of the little breaks in the reality, I think you get a little bit more information about what's going on, and that's had me really excited. We haven't seen all the characters yet that we've seen in the trailers, so they'll probably come about episode 4 or 5 if my thought process is on point, because it sounds like they're doing like each sitcom era. So we just did the 50s and 60s, so we're probably going to get the 70s in the next episode. Probably got an 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So probably by episode 5, I think we might be beyond the scope of the sitcom trope and into more of the full-blown Marvel movie experience that they kind of said that the series was going to have. But those are my thoughts and kind of some of the things that stuck out to me about WandaVision, episode 1 and 2. Have you seen those episodes? Hopefully you have if you sat here and listened to me ramble on about them. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts on them. Try to keep it spoiler free if you can, but this is a spoiler review, so you've been warned if you look at the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this and all my videos. I really do appreciate it. You know, if you are subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. It's been fun. It's still fun. I still love doing this. You know, if you're new to the channel, subscribe if you really like what I just did, or all the craziness that happens, or me flubbing my words, or whatever like that. We've got more videos on the channel that you please check out. I've got two really fun videos I did with two really close friends who came to visit for New Year, and they were a lot of fun to do, a lot of fun to edit, and a lot of fun to watch. So check those out. They are linked below. You can follow me on all the social media listed at the end of the video. And until next time, as always, I'll catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.